The next alignment that's needed is alignment of information. We need information to know where we're going. Each individual needs to have the right information. Now, as you know, we are living in an information age, and therefore we're having so much overload of information. Some of you may have read this article in the Harvard Business Review in September. It said by Paul Hemp, Death by Information Overload, where we have so much information, so many emails coming. An average knowledge worker, according to Paul, checks his email 50 to 100 times a day. And 60% of them, according to him, they check their emails in the bathroom. He said that once an email is opened, it takes an average 24 minutes to get back on task. So information can really also overwhelm us, gets us out of focus. The problem is not having too much information. The problem is not knowing what information we need. So there lies the solution. And the individual scorecard is really a guide to what specific information each person needs to have in order to succeed. That information should be absorbed first before you open other emails and get into other distractions. So aligning information is also key. Now, when an organization has all of these aligned, strategy aligned with vision, accountability with strategy and vision, competency with accountability, and information to know where you are, then really you have established alignment, but that's not the end, that's really the beginning. You need to sustain alignment over time, and the management models that we have at present need to change in order to have better alignment, better sustainability of alignment. And so we have recommended two twin management processes of team review, working in teams, natural teams, all the way from the top to the bottom of the organization, and vertical review, which is one-on-one conversation of a manager with a person directly reporting to him and her, with agendas that are a bit different than maybe what you have experienced before. In the first case, a team review, it's really working in a team, not to review the scorecards of the individual members of the team, which usually takes place, say, in a monthly result meetings, when different members of the team are presenting the results from previous month. When a person is presenting, guess what the other person is thinking. They're probably thinking about their own presentation that comes next. And when a person is finished presenting, what do you think he is thinking or she is thinking? Thank God it's done until the next month. So this type of review, we feel that is not very productive. And you need to really change it, turn it upside down, and have in these review meetings the review and discussion of the scorecard of the team leader instead of the scorecards of team members. And the emphasis becomes more future-oriented as you look at what happened, what went well and how can we repeat it, what did not go so well and what did we learn, and then based on that information, what can we do to go forward? And so the whole team can discuss and come up with creative action plans. That needs to be done at that highest level, and it needs to be cascaded down in the same way. So at every level, a person has got the support, encouragement, and creativity of the team that he or she is leading. The second process I mentioned is a vertical review, which is a one-on-one conversation starting at the top and going all the way down the organization. Again, the emphasis here is not to review in order to punish. It's not to review in order to judge. It is review in order to motivate. It's review in order to encourage, to support, to help the person to be successful. So there, in this situation, you have an individual who is getting both the help of the people reporting to him and the help of the boss who is guiding him and coaching him. And we feel that this is significant and is very important for the health of an organization and building management capacity and strength for the future. The last alignment that I'd like to mention, which is very, very important, and actually it's in the news in these days, is alignment of compensation. As you know, there is question about compensation of especially the CEOs. Some criticism about them being too high. And then, of course, on the other side of the debate is that if we don't pay high compensation to the CEOs, the executives, then we will not be able to attract talent. Well, the argument is going both ways, but what is important is that compensation, not only of the executives, but at all the levels, to be aligned with performance, with contribution to vision and strategy. And this alignment is absolutely important, especially with my understanding of the type of alignment that you have here, more with seniority and with inflation. And that really needs to change. We have found, based on some interviews and some assessments with some businesses here, that the extent of misalignment, I'm afraid, could be as much as 40-50% with all of these processes that I've mentioned. And I'd like to suggest to you that even a 10% misalignment you cannot afford. A 10% misalignment of your forces means that 10% of your human resources are doing something that is not totally aligned. And with the amount of investment that we have in human resources as compared to our sales, that 10% could be more than your profits. So it's significant to have alignment, and it's significant at this time to not only align the entire organization with our vision and strategy, but also to align our vision itself with the global needs of humanity. Today is the moment where we can be looking at the future and seeing what the world needs so that we can align our organizations with that. Implementing these will not be easy. Change is never easy. But leaders of this country, many of whom are sitting in this room, have the opportunity to grasp the challenge of the hour. They can muster the courage to solve these fundamental issues and change the way business is done in this country so that this nation, one of the oldest civilizations in the world, can rise to its potential and play its role